the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'm a first time Apple user if you don't count owning an iPad 3. I never used an iPhone before until now, and I will tell you my erotic, crazy experiences with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Oh yeah, before we go into the intro, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, especially if you're interested in the $500 giveaway. Watch to the end to get more details. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is a unique device if you don't count the last few iPhones looking exactly the same. As I never touched an iPhone before until now, I must say the build quality is excellent. It feels great in my hands, and even though its rounded edges are an ideal phone style for me, it felt like the phone was secure in my hands and I wouldn't accidentally drop it. This is for my Android user. This phone feels like I'm holding a note phone. I should know. I use almost all the note phones. And that's how I felt so great in my hands. The anesthetics is legitimately impressive. With the camera bump included and the deep purple color is a nice touch. I like the fact that they have an alert slider which adds a little more character to the phone. After activating the phone, I use a selfie camera to set up Face ID. After using Face ID in numerous situations and even in pitch black scenarios, the sensor can still see me. The selfie camera is superb because it can let in more light and create a separation between the foreground and the background, make you pop out. Not to mention the display is 120 Hz refresh rate with a crisp OLED screen to complement its exaggerated colors. The iPhone is fast and well optimized. While switching screens, surfing the internet, and playing multiple apps, I noticed my battery wasn't draining as fast it would have in most Android devices. It literally took me almost 3 or 4 days before I had to charge it up. These are just normal users like talking on the phone, texting, using FaceTime, for the first time, and browsing the internet. But as again, everyone uses this differently. I was fascinated by how visually appealing the contact details look. I wish Android would adopt this style in their contact detail because it looks basic. I mean, seriously, it does look basic. Anyways, Apple's contact details have everything there like FaceTime, location, Apple Pay, and so forth on. Let me throw this out before my fellow Android users bring it up. Yes, there are tons of Android messenger apps I can install, but I'm talking about a native app that's pre-installed. The selfie cameras. I mentioned this a little while ago, so let's rewind and go back to that segment. Oh crap, that's too far, that's too far. If you're interested in the $500 giveaway, watch to the end to get more details. All right, well, since we're talking about the giveaway details, let's just go ahead and talk about right now. So all you gotta do is just be an active subscriber to the channel. I mean, serious, that's all you gotta do. You're subscribed, now just go ahead and connect with me. Send some messages on videos, like the videos, and that's it. And there's also a description with a link. All you do is click on the link. As a matter of fact, it's very important to click on the link because that's how you enter in. And once you enter in, there are other ways to earn tickets by following me on my social medias. That's all you gotta do. No pressure on either side. The 12 megapixel selfie camera is great and the autofocus is impressive. You have a lot of details with noise at a minimal and a wide dynamic range and accurate colors. Skin tones aren't bad at all. It's pretty accurate to my skin if you look at the footage. You can even record in 4K and video in 60 frames per second with all the cameras, including the selfie cam. On the back of the phone, you have your main camera at 48 megapixels. You have a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera and 12 megapixel 3x zoom cameras. The picture quality is really good. If you compare it to Samsung's most recent phone, I would say this phone showcases a little more realistic colors, or shall I say natural looking photos. I personally prefer eye-catching colors, so you'll probably get more of that with Samsung's latest phone. Now, what I don't like about iPhone is the conversion from Android to iPhone messages. Now, when I transfer over, I lost most of my text messages. Not a lot of, but some of them, shall I say. And my text messages were either, some of my messages were like talking to one person, either converting over into a group message. So whenever I'm talking to someone with an iPhone, it created a whole entire new text thread. And that was very annoying, very annoying. And another thing I don't like, the fact that the iPhone 14 is all eSIM. Like, I honestly didn't know it was eSIM until I got it. I said, oh, I thought this was like that iPhone 13 Pro Max or 13 series where I still had the option, but it all eSIM, and I had phone connection issues. I was forced to call customer support, and they had me factory reset the phone. Eventually, the issue did resolve itself, but even then, I didn't have that problem with my Android device. And my last dislike, my iPhone 14 Pro Max kept freezing up. It froze up a few times, and yes, again, I called customer service, and yes, they looked at it, and I may add, my device was updated, and they looked at it because the lady was able to see the screen share. She was able to see it, and she just told me that my device was affected. And I was like, oh wow. So being a first-time iPhone user, to enter with a defective device, at least that's what she told me, because I did see it freezing up. I couldn't go back. I couldn't redo anything. It just kept freezing. So whatever reason, they want me to factory reset. I did that. It still didn't work out. So ultimately, they told me to shut the phone back. So that's what I did. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of frustrating despite those minor issues I had with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I still think the device is solid. But I'm thinking maybe I should try the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I think that might be a better fit for me, for one of the simple reasons is because it uses eSIM and has a SIM card tray as well. So I think I'll probably go with that. And you all wondering, am I going to convert to Apple's iPhones or stick with Samsung Android, specifically them? Well, I guess that remains a mystery. You just have to wait until you see my next iPhone review. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And make sure to like this video if you got more content like this. And if you're into the top 10 tech series, futuristic tech, also hardcore tech videos, well, you came to the right place. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you guys later.